definitely.
Yeah, once I see yours, then I'll go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Okay. Oh, it says broadcast not available. So this is why I always double check. Let me make sure we're actually going here. Oh crap. Is there an error? Oh, wait, no, I think we're good.
Yeah, it looks like we're good.
Okay, it said broadcast wasn't available for a second, but we are good. Okay, cool. Guys, welcome to Wolfwood 3. It's great to have everyone here. We are back for the Tuesday BC Bread video stream series. We've been kind of spinning up here, just talking about whatever it is the main man wants to talk about. Our special guest this week, Mr. Daryl Kwan 8, otherwise known as the Shaolin. You see him in a lot of our spaces. Now we got him in the flesh. Probably actually for a lot of people, maybe the first time seeing his face. So anyways, Shaolin, it's great to have you, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is a really fun opportunity. So I couldn't turn it down too. It's like, why would I turn it down? This is anytime I get a chance to hang out with someone IRL or on stream, you got to do it. And it doesn't matter because, and let's be very clear, right? For the people at home, there was no preparation in terms of what was to be expected on this space. But I think that's very key about getting authenticity, about being transparent, and more importantly, just bringing it live, right? Because you can't fake this.
Can't fake it. I have no idea what Brett's going to say next. So let's just let him loose. Brett, dude, great to have you as always.
Yeah, GM gang. This is I kind of like these vibes spaces, that we've just been doing here. Kind of a nice switch up from all of the technical talk and all of the meme coin nonsense and all the chart reading and TA and support lines. And it's like let's just vibe, man. You know what I mean? There's we're coming back into the bull now, still early bull. And we've got Basel this week, kicking off with in this early bull, Basil's going to have some serious vibes, so I thought it'd be good to kind of maybe chat a little bit about what people are doing this week, any of the events happening, security while you're there. A lot of people head down to Basel and, I know a few, more than a handful of people that have their wallets on their phones, or they'll be traveling with their computer, their laptop that might have their wallets on it, and you don't want to necessarily just be popping around Miami, connecting to every public Wi-Fi and, just really putting yourself at risk. So I figured we could talk about some of that stuff and, just kind of see where the vibes are today.
Okay, wait, the Wi-Fi one, can we actually just jump straight into that one? Only because last time it was either Consensus or the Bitcoin conference. We were with A Trades, who's in a lot of our trading spaces, and he connected to he was like at a hookah bar or something like that, or like some kind of bar. Connected to their Wi-Fi, and his Twitter account got hacked, and this random person started posting a bunch of super explicit content, got his account banned. He ended up getting it back, so it ended up working out. But this idea of connecting to a Wi-Fi, which for the average person, they're like, oh dude, if they have it, it's fine. It's my iPhone's gonna protect me. But is that the case?
No, definitely not, man. I mean, it's something that's super, super easy to do for a hacker. I always recommend, if you're doing anything, via Wi-Fi, I don't even connect to hotel Wi-Fi's, I'll just use my phone hotspot, pay for the hotspot, use the hotspot, because ultimately it's very, very easy to just create a Wi-Fi network and create you could even use your phone and create a mobile hotspot and call it Starbucks public Wi-Fi. And you can just be sitting there in Starbucks, wait for somebody to connect to it. And all of a sudden they think they're connected to Starbucks actual Wi-Fi, and they're not. They're connected to your hotspot. And now that you're connected to them, I mean, there's a lot of ways to just get any sort of information you could want. You could keylog, you could get access to emails, access to screen sharing and mirroring. There's a lot of things that can be done that way. And that's how you can put yourself at risk. It's less about realistically somebody being like, oh, and then they'll get your seed phrase. So it's like, well, yeah, if you have your seed phrase stored on a notepad on your desktop, probably they will get that, which is why, everyone always preaches, write your seed phrase down, keep it somewhere safe, all those things. Don't store it digitally. Don't take a screenshot of it, all of those things, because it's so easy to get access to a machine that's connected to a network that you spun up. And at that point, you're going to get drained. You could get your, like you said, your buddy got his Twitter account hacked and then was posted all sorts of nasty stuff. That's crazy. All things that, everyone out here is very careful. We spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort building, your personal brand and building your wealth potentially. Just because you were like, oh, let me check my email real quick and I'll just pop onto this, like, what's this? Oh, it's Art Week public Wi-Fi in Miami. That seems fine, and you connect to it and then you're drained, so definitely something to be very aware of, be very careful when you're connecting your devices to any of the Wi-Fis in Miami.
Yeah, probably really smart. I was gonna say also, like, at this point, we pretty much have data like everywhere, 5G, like for the most part. So I feel like if you can just use data, and there was something else I can't remember what I was gonna say, but anyways, Shaolin, I was gonna say I'm sure you've got some thoughts on this, but also if you could do like a quick, some kind of couple sentences about who you are, what you do, and then if you have a take on this conversation.
So sorry, I'm trying to point. Am I pointing the right direction? So yeah, I was like, what? So you guys don't need an introduction, but I need to introduce myself. That's fine. I'm the Shaolin. It's actually something that's important to me, to be on these spaces. But for me, it's more about having built a personal brand. But I do work for D-Lab Games as the community manager. I work with Pewcast, Rug Radio, Mixie Media. And then I also work with Mycelium over at Story Protocol. So long story short is I just love being in this space. If there's opportunities to disrupt, drive education, and give other people the opportunity to on-ramp and onboard into this space, like I try to find the projects that are doing those things well, have an established history, and then take that information, the things that I learn, and then share it with, the beautiful people at home, as well as, my peers alongside me. So that's a little bit about me.
Fire, fire, awesome, awesome. And then, do you have any thoughts on the safety side of things going on at these conferences? Are you going to be at Art Basel?
Yeah, no, I mean,
people
it's
listening?
kind of crazy. One, obviously, never connect to like Wi-Fi's, but also two, just be very careful of how you use your phone, right? I think sometimes I tend to, in terms of how I manage myself at conferences, I do think you need to have a modicum of professionalism, especially when it comes to security. So don't be waving your phone, don't be carrying it in a way that, like, if you're drunk or if you're like partying and you're not kind of like, keep that stuff to yourself, like keep it like in a bag or in a tight pocket that has a zip. Like, just be very mindful because, having traveled in Europe and Asia, there's a lot of pickpockets too. So just be mindful of that, because easier way to do it instead of grabbing from Wi-Fi is just to literally take it off of your person. So just be like mindful of those things too, because my joke is I actually use my wife and she's always like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use your phone. It's like, why? Cause I don't want to use my Wi-Fi and I don't want to download this thing that's like 5 gigs. So can I go to your phone? And so my wife is always like, between splitting this between our son and you, this is getting ridiculous. I'm like, until I get my burners, like this is how I have to operate. And I think that's the other thing too. A lot of people do it for their Web 2 world, but I think it's actually very important to have your crypto separated from your normal day, and that way you just minimize risk. So that's been a big deal for me. So I have a separate laptop, I have a separate phone, or I will have a separate phone. It's still coming in the mail. Jambo, I'm waiting on you guys. And then it's just one of those things that, like, I think is taking the extra layer or a precaution, because security does matter. And, some people have a lot of money on their phone and not in a ledger. It may not seem a lot to a lot of people, but like having $100 to a couple of $1,000s just loosely in the wild like that's a big deal, especially if you learn that someone took it from you, right? So, and that's two. The other thing, try not to do any transactions while you're not like in a complete and 100% capacity to make those decisions, because they think too, like a lot of people, when they get you, it's not necessarily connected to Wi-Fi, but like, hey, we're going to have this mint or this POAP or anything that kind of engages people on their phone to, that connects to your phone, connects to the blockchain. That's also something they have to be susceptible and mindful of too, because that's another hook, right? You can grab QR codes. People are grabbing QR codes.
Yep. QR codes, man. That's a huge one. I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to bring that up, dude. Yeah, QR. Don't just go around be like, oh, we're having a crypto scavenger hunt. Go scan the QR codes. It's like, that is the easiest way to just.
I literally made a video at Near Protocol of me scanning barcodes and QR codes and getting POAPs.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot, bro. My main.
Well, I mean, and it's one of those things where it's like, if you're at, any of the, major events, right, sponsored by major companies, you're probably safe to scan some of those QR codes if they're branded and if they're, labeled, things like that. I would still recommend, maybe, I'm like Shaolin, I keep 2 phones on me at all times. you know? And so it's like, well, if there is a QR code, I'm going to scan it with the phone that doesn't have any of my wallets on it first. What's this link it's bringing me to, you know? And seeing if it's legit, and then it's like, all right, cool. Maybe I'll like check in or collect this POAP or do whatever, you know?
Or check a menu, even something basic like that, right? You go to a
Yeah.
restaurant, everything's QR code. You're like, oh wait, shit. Like,
Yeah,
this could be something
man.
you can easily replace those things. So
Hell yeah. Well, let's not give anybody too many ideas, you know what I mean? But you know, I like what you brought up too, you know, being socially aware too, you know, like OPSEC, you know, operational security, you know, if you're, you know, it's late at night and you're kind of, you know, maybe half lit because it was the party, you're trying to leave factory town, you know, and you're just standing there just like holding your phone, you know, it takes less than a second for somebody to run by, snatch it and run off. You know, like your physical phone, they can just take it and dip, you know? And so it's like, yeah, keep awareness, you know, if you are partying, you know, and you decide to be maybe, yeah, I'll buy this round. And you pay with your Coinbase card, maybe, you know, close the tab, you know, don't leave that tab open. You know, there are these little things that, you know, in the heat of the moment with all the excitement happening and everything's pumping and all of these things are happening, you know, it's easy to overlook some of these minor details that could ultimately end up, you know, saving your ass at the end of the day. Yeah, Edgar comments, yeah, people putting QR stickers on top of tables, on top of menus, on top of restaurants, on top of maps. You know, there's always digital maps of like, here's the event lists for Basel, you know, here's all the different venues and things like that. It's like scan the QR code, you know, and again, most times it's safe, but that doesn't mean it's always safe. You know, so like, yeah, it's real easy to just print out a QR code sticker and slap it on something and call it a day.
Yeah.
You know,
my main issues come from something that Shaolin that you said just now before, of like making a decision while not being totally 100% paying attention. I always get wrecked because I'm like, I have Discord open or Telegram open. I've got a video playing. I'm like answering a DM and I'm like posting something, all 6 things at once. And then I download something or I connect to wallet. It's always when I'm doing that. And I'm like, wait, didn't I already do that? And then it's like, why is it asking me to do it again? And I'm like, oh, crap. And then you get that rush where you're like, oh, no. And the world like zooms in on your face.
Yeah. Be aware of the airdrop scams too that are going to happen this week because as the markets are pumping, you know, there's going to be a lot of, hey, you made it to Basel, claim your airdrop. You know, that's going to happen.
Do you think we're going to get big airdrops again this cycle? Either of you guys? Like, do you think we're going to get those $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 airdrops to just like do random, like literally nothing? I remember last cycle I was like, you know, if I like clicked on one picture or like engaged with one tweet, it was like, okay, $2,000 airdrop.
I mean, I think there definitely will be the case, but I just don't know, right? It's you have to be very mindful of it and be aware of like what has those opportunities. So like I give a lot of shout out to, you know, like B-Check and Legendary, like they actually post content like, hey, we're going to be mining these. But to be fair, like it was pretty bad. Like some of the ones that they did, whether it was, I'm trying to remember the one that everyone was talking about, but you know, people put a lot of money in a lot of places and they didn't get to yield what they're looking for. So just be mindful too that I think in the end, it's like when you talk about education, sometimes it's not about the big fat airdrops. It's about, you know, understanding like where they are and to not being disappointed because in the end, it's not like you had to do a lot, right? And even if you do a lot, always be mindful of that too. So I think the difficulty is it's a mindset over anything else. If it's there and you want to check and it's great, but you know, I think people are talking about potential opportunities with some of the newer chains. I do know that, you know, they're talking about this OpenSea 2.0 kind of being something that people are looking forward to. And I think that's something that's super interesting, but I've honestly have never really benefited from a massive airdrop. I will tell you where are like, these random dead tokens that come into my wallet on my Phantom wallet for Sol. And I'm like, oh, what is this? It's like Grumpy Cat. And it's like something this, and I'm like, oh, and then all of a sudden it pumps. I'm like, wait, if it's on here, is it safe? Because I know with NFTs it wasn't, but with new coins, I feel like there's a lot less risk. And so I've actually made like, you know, I bought lunch, right? Like $20, you know, on these, but I haven't had anything of substance. But I also am not a big farmer in that, just because, you know, unless someone hands me it, it's hard to find these things because I feel like they're not as readily available, especially because that was the big meta like 3-4 years ago versus like now. I just don't know how people are able to execute with liquidity in that way that they drive this. Now, when you have ENS and there's all this royalties that come with trading, it made a lot of sense, but I don't know if people are doing the tokenomics properly to do an airdrop. So we'll see. I mean, Brad, obviously, I'm sure you have a take as well.
I mean, yeah, I'm not one to really farm either. I made some like a decent little bag off the ENS airdrop. I didn't hold as many as I did after I got the airdrop, and I was like, oh my god, now I need to like, could this happen again? I'm gonna buy a ton of ENS names, and at one point, well, yeah, at one point held like over 250 ENS names. That over the course of the bear, I've been watching him expire and expired. I'm like, why did I buy that one? Yeah, I'm not going to renew that one, and now they're starting to come back again. And I'm thinking,
No way,
I shouldn't
bro.
have let that expire, but ultimately, I only really benefit from any of the airdrops that are like, as a dev and a builder out here, it's like the ones that are based on testnet activity, so any of the new chains that are popping up, and it's like, hey, our testnet's live, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go deploy some stuff and play around on the test nets, because ultimately like that's fun for me, to just see like what's different, what's new, and kind of play around and deploying things. And then every once in a while it'll be like, oh, hey, because you were on that test net, here's an airdrop, and it's been, yeah, I think like, $50 here, $30 there, nothing crazy life-changing, but no, I'm not really huge on the farming aspect of it, especially the post the tickers and post all the things. And it's just like, I don't care enough, really. I mean, again, maybe I'm fading, generational wealth, but like ultimately I'd rather fade it and not just annoy every single person on CT by posting the same damn ticker every day, 100 times a day. Like, where your airdrops, Cade? You got,
yeah, exactly.
is near airdrop and stuff?
In 2021, I got some ridiculous airdrops, bro. Like looks rare, the SOS token, the open something token. Like there's multiple that I made like bags on, and I remember just being like, dude, what just happened? Like someone just gave me $2,000. I'm like, what? What happened? And so yeah, airdrops were crazy in 2021. In regards to near protocol airdrops, they've been not that impressive. They've been pretty lackluster. There's been a couple that have been pretty insane. Like the Purge token took off to like $30 million market cap. And people were hearing about it at 50K, 300K. I heard about it at 300K. It ran up way more than I thought it was going to. There was a Black Dragon token back in like last. So, I mean, it's been a long time. Like it's probably been a year now at this point, actually, since the last big airdrop. That one was massively successful. But yeah, not a lot of crazy ones from near protocol. I could see something happening now. There's a lot more volume. Like I've been streaming every single night, every single day, like twice a day, just in the trenches of near meme coins. Mainly to just take a little bit of market share in the live stream area of near. We've actually got like 4 business offers in 1 week from the first week of doing that stream, because no one else is doing it really. And there's not a ton going on, but I figured, well, there's a little bit of momentum here. We'll just jump on while there's some volume, and then it'll cool back down when memes, kind of fade again and it turns into another meta. But yeah, man, I've been pretty much in the near trenches for like 3-4 days straight. So I'm not sure. I haven't even come up for air. This is the first time I've come up for air. So I don't know what else is going on other than when I come to talk to Bread, or if I tap into like one of Dave's spaces. So I tapped in yesterday. I heard a little bit of what was going on. But what kind of stuff have you been seeing in the market? Like what were some of the things you want to talk about?
Oh man. Well, dude, I mean, like, so I don't know if we mentioned it before, with the all of this, I mean, these altcoins, the I guess if you can even call them altcoins. I feel like they used to be altcoins, but like now, yeah, like XLM, XRP, HBAR, Algo, I feel like they're not even considered like alt coins anymore. It's like, I feel like they're majors at this point. They've been around long enough. They've been through the test of time, like, and they've gone all the way down to damn near zero and come back up again. You know what I mean? Like they're not meme coins. I would consider meme coins like alt coins, but these, like, I guess like maybe rookie majors, rookie coins, I guess we could call
we need some separation here. Like, so you're saying like we need to call some respect, is what you're saying.
Yeah, dude. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, and I think it's funny that with what the potential tax implications, right, of saying like, oh yeah, like no capital gains on these American-based cryptos, right? And the ones that are American-based are also ISO 200 compliant. right? Which means that they can be approved and used for interbank transfers and T0 settlements, which I think is interesting. There's an overlap there that nobody's talking about. The fact that, well, yeah, if a bank is holding 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000 XRP, right, because it's using it regularly for interbank communications and T0 settlements and transfers, they shouldn't be getting charged capital gains tax on it because they're using it for infrastructure, and I think that we're starting to see people noticing that, like, these coins, I mean, like, shout out to the XRP army, like, you guys are finally having your moment again here, like, it's they're
Like a
starting to
3x.
come out again.
What
Yeah.
what is the return right now? Is it massive, or like average?
Depends on
Should
when
go?
yeah, it depends when you bought in. You know what I mean? Because you could have bought it at the
Yeah.
highs 4 years
Yeah.
ago, and you were like, "Oh man, finally I got back
Yeah.
to those ATHs." Or you
Yeah.
could have just bought it a year ago, and you'd be like, "Okay, cool, I'm doing well." I think it's about 400%. I think.
Something like that. Because I mean, I know in 2020, XRP was trading around like 15 cents. Right. And that's like when, like, all of the
Yep.
lawsuits and everything was happening and things were pending and everyone thought
Yep.
that, like, yep, they're going to get nuked. They're done, and peaked back up in 21, 22 with the rest of the market,
Mhm.
and the XRP army was crazy out here in the trenches and out here, being real vocal, saying that it's the future, blah, blah, blah. And then it tanked again in the bear. And now, I mean, what are we at today? Let me check my phone here.
It's at
We are
256. I was looking. So when you
256.
talk about these things, yeah.
Man, dude. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, if you bought back in 2020, like, yeah, you're sitting tight.
Wow. Very
Is it
nice.
going to pull back? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a financial expert, but probably. You know what I
It
mean?
pulled back, it
Like,
pulled back a little bit today, but yeah, not in
yeah,
terms
Should
of the past week. No, it's still crazy. It's ridiculous.
Shaolin, are you
To
an
be fair, I
XRP
bought
holder?
some. I bought some, huh?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, are you an XRP holder?
Yes, I mean, for the bags, absolutely. You had to, like, if you saw this rise and then you saw the attention, it's how you have to kind of time it, right? If it's fitting the timeline, but it's not necessarily everyone, but it's the key people that are kind of like into it. So like, I really appreciate. I don't know if you guys have met Max, but like, she's all over the XRP meme coins. And so I saw that hitting. I was like, I'll put a couple hundred here and there just to see. And then, let's be fair. Let's see. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
up like, $80. So
Hey,
can't
let's
complain.
go.
My problem is
I
I have
haven't
to
even
sell, right?
checked my
Yeah.
meme coins here. Like, yeah, because so I bought XRP around $1.
Yeah, so you're sitting pretty, bro.
I'm
Wow.
okay. I didn't buy a ton of it. It
Yeah.
wasn't like I wasn't as I'm not super convicted. Like, let me, like, refinance everything and let's throw like full port into XRP.
Mortgage.
Yeah, bro. I was like,
Mortgage.
no, but we'll throw 50, $60, whatever, like, into XRP back then, because in 22 there were meme coins and it started, like, the meme coins on XRP started in 2022. And so, and I've got I don't know, a list of like 10 of them here that it was kind of like, you want this XRP meme coin? I'm like, sure, why the fuck not? Like, just send it, like, and literally, like, I hadn't even checked my XRP wallet in, like, cents, essentially, and I was like, I should check now that XRP is pumping. Went to go check my Zum wallet, and I was like, where the hell is Zum? Oh, Zum rebranded. Like, that's how long I've been out of XRP. Zum is now Xamin or Xamin.
To be fair, I gotta hold space just for this. Every time I talk to Brad, it's so funny, like the amount of information he has. He's like a historian. You know what I mean?
I know.
I was like, what? Like, oh, I didn't know this.
You know the scene in Harry Potter and the Prison of Azkaban where Hermione Granger has the time turner thing, and they're always like, Hermione, how are you in this class and this class? They're at the same time on the same day, and she's like, I just make it happen. And they're like, how? And he's like, secretly has had this timer where Bread's lived like 9 lives.
Yeah, I'm just rolling it back,
Yeah.
and
Back in the day, you were the Wolf Financial Space in a parallel universe.
Right. Yeah,
With the Spaces host.
exactly. I was Satoshi back in the day. Back, but it's funny because, like, the XRP, right? So I mean, I'm up like essentially double on the XRP investment, and then even some of those meme coins that were literally zero, like, they were like, there's a million of us, like, a coin in here. What the hell is it called? There's one called Ocean that is in here that came from 2022, and I have 1 million of them. And for the past 2 years, it was worth $0.00, and now it's up to $2.57, guys. So I mean, I'm
wow.
rolling in Ocean meme tokens now.
Yeah.
So, like, but it has attention, and I think that it does have some use cases, like, again, like the ISO compliancy, if ultimately that's the one that banks pick, whatever conversations are happening behind closed doors there, I'm not privy to, but if it gets picked, like it will boost, and the same thing goes for like, if it's lumens, or if it ends up being H bar or algo, or, they're all essentially going to be, they're all US based. So they'll all be exempt from that tax, that, that unrealized capital gains, they'll be exempt from those taxes. And so it's kind of like, is it a safe bet to kind of dump in there? Because even if it gains, you're good. And I mean, if it loses, I think you can still claim it as a loss. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a CPA or attorney or any of that, but ultimately it seems like there's more suit and ties are looking at some of those, versus, some of these meme coins, other than, shout out Mog that got listed today, got a shout out
to
the
do
home.
after.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be all crazy, dude. Yeah, it's been pumping, so
wow.
like shout out to the homie K Money, like he
Very
was
nice.
preaching Mog to us back in shit, dude, like
He's
over
a big
a
Mog
year
guy.
ago. Over a year ago. Yeah. And we're like, all right.
I remember I bought the top a year ago.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that's
I was
before,
like, dude.
Well, that was early, like that was before the whole meme coin like run too. I mean, that was like the whole market was dead.
Everything.
Yeah.
I suck at those kind of things, bro. There's a clip of me that went around at one point where I was trash talking NFTs before I got into them. It's 2020, before this was like back when like NBA Top Shot was the only thing going on. And then it was like right when like, and I was like, I gave it like a comment here and there. And then when like Bored Apes rolled around, I remember like I came across the OpenSea, they were around 2 ETH. And I remember just clicking around and being like, dude, like, like this is the top. Like no one's gonna pay more than 2 ETH for these ever. This is the dumbest thing. So I made a clip. So I like made a clip, and it was like, I don't know what it was. It was early 2021, probably at this point when the clip posted. It was something along the lines of like, this is probably a fad. This makes no sense. Nobody's gonna buy this. Just something super bearish. And I was like, I'm just gonna stick with crypto. And then crypto crashes like pretty much within like a month or two after that video. And then NFTs run up, and then I became an NFT YouTuber, 6 months later, and then 2 years later being an NFT person. So it was a pretty funny clip that I had to track down. I'll have to see if I can find it again or have it make an appearance in the timeline. It's a pretty funny video because that was quite literally my career launch pad into Web3 was the NFTs. So
ready to see all those videos of the people that have been trash talking NFTs during the meme coin run when they come back in the next few months.
Bro, I got into imposters. So Shaolin, the imposters ecosystem, I imagine, because the gaming. So like I saw Ilio was tweeting, and I saw I bought a ton of bytes a little while ago. So I'm up a lot on bytes. And from the Neo Tokyo ecosystem, and I was like, crap, like I forgot NFTs are back. Like I better get in the imposters NFT collection now. I jump onto Magic Eden, 0.2 ETH. I was like, yo, I'm early. Like, oh my God. And I'm like, looking at the floor. I'm like, you know what? None of these are speaking to me. I know I'm really buying this for the flip, but I have to find what I like. So I'm like, let me just go to the gym. I'll come back and buy one. Bro, I came back 1.5 hours later to a 0.45 floor. 0.45, bro, a 2.5x in 1.5 hours. I was like, I hate myself. I forgot we're in a bull run. I can't take chances like that in a bull run. Things move way too fast. Like you gotta make a decision.
I'm looking at the majors too, because they pumped a lot over the weekend, right? So that was kind of insane too. Now things have kind of normalized, things have retraced, but no, I mean, you're still seeing crypto punk still at 44. I think
insane,
steadily went from 10 to 14. Obviously, Bored Apes was up to 20. They were, I think, up to 24. Lucky for me, I bought my mutant just in time, but then I'm like, should I sell it at this time? And then my problem was, it's like, of course it retraced. So then I was like, I'm good. I'm just going to keep holding it. But that's the problem, right? It's like, you want to buy something ugly unless you absolutely like are there for the flip. But once you personalize it and then you associate with it and then you meet the people, that community aspect can change your life in terms of accessibility, in terms of networks. And so it's just like, it's a trap, but it's a trap we all love and are familiar with. So I'm just like,
Shaolin, if that mutant ape goes back to 30 ETH, you better sell that dang thing, bro. Like, way too many people help their back.
15? Do I sell that at 20? And see, that's that's always the rub. You never know when, and then do you buy back in? So that's one of the things.
That's the real question,
right?
Yep, I slept on the dogs, the kennel club. because I was calling
Yeah.
that like
And that was cheap.
cheap,
yeah, that
bro,
was
cheap,
very,
like 5-6
very.
months ago when like
Yeah.
all of this like talk of like NFTs are gonna come back and like Yuga and apes are gonna like just run shit again, blah blah. And I was like, still priced out of apes, still kind of priced out of mutants for now. I don't really know about the deeds. That's kind of like what I'm looking at now because I missed the kennels. So now I'm kind of like, can I still get some deeds cheap maybe to get entry into the Yuga system? You know, but I remember looking at the dogs and I was like, if anything comes back, I don't know if it's going to be these things, you know?
Yeah.
And damn it, dude. I should have just scooped up a bunch of them and now they're
Yeah.
up too, like up over
1/8.
an ETH. And
They're 1 ETH
yep.
right now.
Yep. Yep.
Wait, wait, I was gonna say, Brad, do you want to share your screen? We can pull up some of these things while we're talking about them.
Yeah, let me do that here.
I'm looking over too. It's like I can see myself
clear some
looking at the
things.
camera, which
Yeah.
is funny.
Me too. We both are. We both are like pulling up random Magic Eden charts of NFTs, being like, "Wow, these are up, bro! Like these prices are going." It looks like the Gbola crowd has pulled up into this stream. So shout out to the Gbola people out there. You guys have been just grinding like every stream now. They come on and
awesome.
and they go hard for their Gbolas.
Love the community.
Yep. Shout out Near Protocol. Loving the Near memes lately. All right, here we go.
There we go. That's my
all right.
Yeah. I had to clear some things. I've been working this morning.
Yeah, guys, I'm actually actively hacking Bread live on stream.
Yeah, you see that
He
update,
connected his
that
luck,
update thing in the
bro.
corner where it'll update your wallet and your browser.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet.
Should I just like go into here and just like show private key? Is that like what we're supposed to do here?
But you have to set your keyboard. You got to do all kinds of things.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I'm waiting, dude. Here we go. See, I already have it tabbed. Like my default tab right now is base, bro. I am.
Oh wow.
I am looking forward to base.
I'm hearing a lot of people saying it. It's the move, dude. My friend told me to get into Brett about 8 months ago, and I did. And then I was like, dude, I'm not holding this stupid thing. I pulled out like the $100 that I put in. That would have been worth.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, and also, did you see that? What was it yesterday, or the day before? The Brett Twitter account got hacked, and they posted an airdrop link. Yeah, I don't know what the fallout was on that. Let's see if they got it.
You got me looking at my bags. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, not good. Not good.
I mean, like anytime I see an airdrop comment and they're
never,
comments,
never.
Especially comments are turned off. It was like an immediate, like, oh, hold on.
There's one for Magic Eden coming, right? Or is that fake?
I mean,
the diamond reward.
No, like, something else. There's something coming that like
it's a ME token, yeah.
Right? Is that real?
Mm-hmm.
You know what sucks, bro?
They've been promoting
all of my main wallets. All my main wallets for MetaMask and Phantom have been hacked now, so I can't take advantage of any of the last 3 years, 4 years of NFT trading. I realized it the other day because I used my compromised wallet by accident and like lost $2,000 because I was trading Superverse. And I realized I was like, oh crap, I'm in this compromised wallet that I never fully fleshed out for some. I forget why I never dealt with it, but like I had forgotten that they technically still had access, even though they hadn't done anything in a couple months. And I completely lost the funds, and I was like, I'm an idiot. That can happen.
So they did. They had their own little bots that were monitoring it, and then
it's exactly. And I noticed, and I was like, hey, you transferred out, $2,000 worth of Superverse, and I was like, what? I just put that in there. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh crap. And so, good mistake to make now early without a ton of like capital. It sucks. I mean, $2,000 I did not love losing that, but I'll take that now early on the market than losing a $15,000 NFT later on. Like another thing too. I don't know what you guys think about this. Like, it feels like everything's heating up now, so it feels like okay, put all your chips on the table now, get ready. Like we're about to start, kind of thing. Does make sense, but also at the same time, I'm like super wary because like Bitcoin's at 100K, so I'm like, okay, we have all these assets. They're going to be going up. We just like don't know when the music's going to stop. Like it could stop earlier than we think because we move so fast. It could also go way longer for, insert other reasons that, Bitcoin analysts will predict and throw in there once it happens, kind of thing. But like, because I don't know, I'm so nervous to like blow the play this time. Cause I feel so prepared this time. I feel like we've done so many spaces on Bitcoin, RWAs, DPINs, gaming. I'm like so plugged in that I feel like this time, like I have to walk out of here like in huge profits. I'm sitting here. I'm like, we got to do it right this time. Right. Like, is this the season, Shaolin, Brad? Like, are we going to get Giga Rich this cycle?
So it's all with respect, right? So when I look at this, this happened to me, by the way. I held my bags way too long in 22. Um, you have to have the mindset of just taking profits. If you're always taking profits,
Mm,
you're never going to lose. So the
good
question
idea.
is moon bags, right? The same way you treat meme coins, you treat it with NFTs, you treat it with assets, any of the things that they work, whether, and again, this applies to stocks too, right? It's just whatever your risk tolerance is, you gotta be mindful about all these things. And more importantly, like DCA, right? When people think DCA, they always think DCA in, but it should be DCA out as well,
True.
right? Hey, I'm going to sell this much. I can make sure I gain, and I'm sitting on profits, and then anything else I can hold or hit, but always have a plan. I think the problem is we all have this mentality and mindset of taking risks, but then if not having a process in place, a system in place, is where we lose. So
Yeah.
that way you never feel like you're, as long as you're going going with your system, then you have the ability to like put that moon bag aside. I've talked about this with bread before, but then
Yeah.
you can kind of like go it all in and stuff like that. But the reality is,
Yeah.
there's always going to be opportunity, especially when you know that this is part of the up cycle. So as long as you have that thing, it's just when you sit on it and you watch something else go to zero, and then you just start reacting to it emotionally and
Yeah.
just like taking
Yeah.
things out. But to be fair though, Zeneca put this out, and actually shout out to Isle, because he commented on it. I have him on notifications, and Zeneca basically said, there's times in the periods when it comes to the bull, I just liquidate everything and I hold it in, stables, and then I go back in.
Yeah.
And that's never a bad
Oh,
mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I usually will stable up too, and I try to take profits, and yeah, it's one of those things, the absolute best trading advice I ever got in this whole space across the, several years now was, leave emotions at the door, essentially, and if you're not sure whether you should be buying into it at this price or maybe sell a couple that you have to try to get a lower entry, like if you're undecided, do nothing. Sit on your hands, do nothing. If you're undecided, go take a walk and come back to it, because the amount of money I've lost in missed opportunities or in round tripping or in,
yeah.
just moving with emotion, in this is,
Always.
that's all. Like my biggest L's were emotionally driven, where I
Also,
exited one coin because the hype on the timeline was high for a different coin, left
mhm,
my position, FOMOed into another coin, and that coin went to zero. If I
yeah,
just held it, I'd be sitting in crazy
every time.
profit, so yeah, definitely some wise words, with emotions. Geez,
Brad, will you go to the Ape Chain NFTs? Are those a thing? Because I just noticed like those are
Oh, they're
not that
huge. Oh,
expensive.
they're huge.
Wait, can
huge,
we
Yeah,
be
dude.
this
getting
is
Yeah,
the
into
actually
Ape
that
Chain
they.
NFTs?
Yeah, I
here we
actually
go.
feel that Ape Chain set the
Whoa,
NFTs on fire because so many
stop.
apes would just ape into them because they're so low
Hmm.
cost. And
Wait, are
so
you
like it's
Yeah,
serious? You think
yeah,
this is a
100%.
yeah.
play?
Well, because
Wait, I'm
what's
just
the
gonna.
price of ape coin right now? It's like $1. Is it?
Dollar
I
Like,
got a
40.
lot of Ape coin,
dollar
bro. I
40?
got a lot of Ape coin right now.
Yeah, it's kind of
Let me see. I got into Ape because I was like, well, I'm going to make a bet here, 50-50 shot that ApeCoin comes back or like the Ape ecosystem comes roaring back for no reason or some kind of big announcement will just send it because their community is so loud when they're bullish. I just figured, hey, like I'll take the chance that they do at some point in this market.
well. The
And
big thing
they're doing
too,
okay, but
if you haven't done it though, you should be putting and switching it to Ape Chain because you actually yield on Ape Chain with your Ape coin. It just letting it sit
oh,
there will actually gain you
Hmm.
more ape.
interesting. How much is worth even bothering staking though? Yeah, I always get
Oh,
nervous
it's a lot.
staking.
No, it's a lot.
Is it good?
No,
Okay,
no, no.
nice.
It's not staking. It's soft. So you don't have to stake
Oh,
it. You
I,
literally just
oh,
port it
oh,
over to ApeChain and you'll gain
oh,
yield. Yeah.
oh, nice.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
very cool.
It
Interesting.
looks
Okay.
like, yeah, the biggest collection are the G's on 8. Floor is 459 8
Yeah.
with an instant sell at 396.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure about those the way those look, but
No, but so when you
I
but
mean,
think about when you bought into it though. So this is the thing. You would have bought it
what?
for like 10 or 50, like 20. Like, dude, that's huge wins. Like if you
No,
look at
you're
the
right. You're right.
chart and activities, you know what I mean? So that's why
Um,
people are doing it because it's such a low barrier to entry that it's a lot of fun too. Because
mm,
even if you lose like 20, 30 bucks, I mean, we're all degens, right? So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's worth playing with.
yeah,
yeah,
definitely, definitely.
I might
And
pick
then
up a
they're like a
couple.
lot of notable artists. So like Rita's has actually produced, I think, 3 or 4 of them as like as one of the artists for a lot of these. So I think this includes him. Is G's I think with Seer, or is that another collection? But there's a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
notable apes that have been putting a lot of these out, and so it's a lot of fun because it's kind of like fun among your friends, if that makes
Mm.
sense, because
Just
they
looks rocky.
It does look ruggy, but like I
That's
said,
funny.
it's well. You should show them the bananas one. The bananas one's ridiculous. Literally, it's the ape traits, but on a banana.
Well,
Yeah. What is it just called
yo,
bananas? I
what?
forget. Yeah.
Hold on. What do you
Play it
guys
with
think
ape
about
if you have Ape Chain. It's
these
crazy.
apes on? I always get nervous about derivative projects, but I can't help but always be allured by the apes. What do you
No,
think
it's
about
a
this apes on ape
so it's
project?
valid because even though it's the apes, they have a separate background. So there's actually not the
Mm,
same one to one. They're not trying to do a copy. It's more of like they're using different backgrounds, they're using different traits, I believe. And so you can tell right away that it's not a official derivative, but a
mm,
lot of people love it, man. They went up to like, I think $200. But see, look at this. This
mhm.
is crazy,
Yeah,
right?
that's a dope banana.
These are derivatives are like ridiculous.
I love it. I love it. These are fun,
That's
dude. I
crazy.
know. Was it Shaolin? Was it you who mentioned, or maybe it was Brad? Had to be one of you two. There's only two other people in this panel, unless I made it up. The XRP memes right now. My friend Bits has been deep in the trenches of XRP memes, so I texted him, and he's
Oh
big on the
yeah.
charts as well. So maybe we need to get some more. Oh my god, there's like this one hair in my face. Get some more ecosystem deep dives. Like I really just thought about it, and I was like, dude, I wonder if we had like an ape chain space. If like I don't know who the ape chain people are. Like who are the main people like talking about ape, But I feel like there's so much alpha if you zoom into the ecosystems, but I don't know who they are. Like I don't know who to zoom in on or where to zoom in on, who to trust, because you need to spend a decent chunk of time kind of getting
Well,
involved into the culture.
yeah, so if you go to Ape Coin, then because they don't have Ape Chain, it's Ape Coin on Twitter, and then they actually do a lot of reposts and they do a lot of their marketing there.
Okay.
And so I would definitely you can definitely find it there. Plus, you just follow a couple of like the main apes, and a lot of them are very supportive. So even like Muhammad over at Animoca, and he's one of the special counsel. He's always like promoting and pushing and just trying to keep the system thriving because obviously I mean
Mm,
he's interested, but at the same time he's also because he's a thought leader, he's also not going to push anything that's ruggy, right? So
mm-hmm.
he's like he knows the people who are actually the founders or devs, and then he just makes sure to like promote it. And I think if you have a couple of trusted hands like that, then you shouldn't have to worry too much. But
Mm,
it's safe though. It's not like you're spending $20,000 on something, right? It's like, okay, you
yeah.
got a couple of bucks. And again,
Yep.
when they mint, they're
Yep.
usually like under 10. I think I seen the most was like
Wow. Nice.
50, but that's because they're trying to provide utility and community and stuff. And most
Mm-hmm.
Right.
of this is kind of like a meme too, but it brings the fun back because there's true community involved. And I think that dynamic changes everything because a lot of times the communities form after a CTO, after they've been rugged,
Yeah.
which I think trauma bonding is great, but that's not
That's
ideal
actually
versus like,
funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Versus going into something knowing that it's your friends and then
Yeah.
playing along with it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and there's just some killer art out here on Ape
Yeah.
Chain too. This is the
Which
homie
yes,
Baron.
will you show me some projects that you're a big fan of? Sorry, I just realized you have a thing up. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, this is just I was just checking to see what the floor was. My homie Baron, Baron von Hilton out here. He's an ape. He's very active in the community. He's the
Yeah,
pink
he'd be a
ape.
great. He's a great person to like follow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's one of the nicest freaking guys in the world too. And this is his project that like was co-created him and AI. Because he's an artist as well.
Wow.
Yep, and he launched this, and yeah, it's just like it's just dope art. And there's a bunch of different projects like this out on Ape Chain, where it's like it's not doesn't necessarily have to just be a PFP.
Yeah.
There are some cool art projects as well. I'm trying to find another
Mhm.
one, but
Yeah, a lot of people are utilizing it too because I know Vicky. I think she has her art on
yep.
Ape Chain as well.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm scrolling through these top 25, just kind of poking around. I think it's just a little bit there's so many projects,
Dude,
and
there's
getting
so
into a new
many.
ecosystem is kind of daunting. So, but it would be
Well, that
cool to jump into more stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, you always have to. I mean, I remember like, yeah, back when like Solana NFTs first started, it was just so many projects, and yeah, you just have to kind of. I'm somebody that like I have made next to nothing actually flipping NFTs. Like I pretty much buy NFTs that I like or I support other homies and devs in the space, and I just hold them to zero. Or if it's a project that I have like a lot of conviction, I'll buy 3. One to hold forever, one to sell as soon as I can cover initial, and then one as like a moon NFT. To where it's like on some fluke, all of a sudden it runs up to 100K. It's like, oh shit! Well, thank God I have two of them, so I can sell one, make a bag, and then still rep the other one for the community. And that's kind of always been my mentality with NFTs since the beginning. Was support the homies, buy art you like, and if there's a conviction play, buy 3. And
there you go.
Yeah.
How's that backseat going there?
How's what?
Yeah, I'm poking the bear already. How's that? How are those kennels for you?
Oh god, dude, no, I haven't gotten in yet, man. What are they at? What are they at right now?
I had to poke the bear. He's like, I had all this conviction. I'm telling people on the timeline I didn't buy any myself. That was my favorite part. Is I was an alpha caller at one point where I was doing it for like 6 months. I had some great calls. I had some amazing calls, but not all of them I could afford myself. Like in terms of doing it, because I just had, that's the problem with NFTs, right? The ones that you hope that go big, they don't, and then you're just holding the bag, and then you're like, I don't have the liquidity, right? That's why I'm just in terms of tech and stuff. That's why I love hybrid NFTs, because at some point they'll catch on and they'll be properly managed. But to be fair, like you're talking about, because we're on Magic Eden, I want to give a shout out to the team too, because they're always adding more chains. So you can see it. They have Bear Chain coming up and Monad as well. But they just released Ape Chain. They put on a couple of few that weren't there before. So like Base they put on there. And they just keep adding more chains, and I think they do a great job in partnership and helping them, with distribution and really helping with the ecosystem, right? One of the things I remember in terms of like crypto and NFTs is like, it's the ecosystem that actually work on the marketing, right? So why did like Off the Grid do so well? It's because, AVAX gave them that level of distribution and that marketing. And the same thing you see here, Magic Eden is actually working with communities, working with chains to give them the exposure that they need so that they can actually do well for themselves. And so I love where we're headed in terms of that trajectory, because community involvement is such a big deal. Just imagine if remotely possible that OpenSea did any of that while they were just king for 3 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did none of that. Even getting your ticket answered was impossible. But you could go into Magic Eden and you would get a response, and it had actual customer service.
Hell yeah. OpenSea, shout out OpenSea, just suspended my account for no freaking reason at all. I tried to log in yesterday or the day before, and it was like, your account's been suspended for suspicious activity. And I'm like, what? Like, go away. Just go away. Take your 2.0 and goodbye, because they've been nothing but problems, like broken sea. I think especially when it comes to NFTs in the marketplace, I think Magic Eden's going to absolutely just destroy, everyone else. There won't be any competition.
You need to let people into their events, by the way. I'm still pending on every single one of them. and if because they have their list open, you're like, wait, you only have like 30 people of this major event. Like, when are you going to open the doors, guys?
Right. Oh, yeah. It's all, but I will say, but I think that Magic Eden, yes, will absolutely claim dominance in the NFT marketplace. Like, they will be number one, with the exception of, I think those probably going to be like for like the one of one artists and things like that. I think that like Super Rare or any of the real kind of curated platforms. I'm waiting to see like what's going to be the new quote unquote one, or who's going to redesign and be like the ultimate. Oh yeah, if you're a one of one artist, you're absolutely selling here. Across chains.
On Magic Eden, when did it become a thing where you had to use the Magic Eden like extension wallet connector thing instead of just connecting your Phantom wallet? Or am I like doing this wrong?
Oh, I still just connect my Phantom.
I was trying to. It like won't let me. It's like you must go through this like Magic Eden platform extension thing. All of a sudden.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, like, I'm just connected right now with my Phantom.
Yeah, normally that's what happened. It's for some reason I'm logged out, and it's telling me like, this is the only way to connect.
Yeah, depending on like what chain I'm on, will ultimately kind of show whatever I have here.
Yeah, it says all chains. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I can just.
And then you can link other wallets too.
Oh wait, no, I just bypassed it. I'm not sure why that was so difficult for me. Well, I'm glad I figured that out. That was like a problem for the last 3 days, and I wanted to wait till today to bring it up because I figured one of you guys would literally have the answer. I forgot it was a problem until I was like trying to buy one of these NFTs, and I was like, crap, I can't connect. I gotta ask Brad on stream.
Oh yeah,
Brad or Shaolin knows.
I mean, you should just bypass it because it just recommends they do that. But to be fair, you should have a Magic Eden wallet if you're on Magic Eden, because you're basically farming. So
So by the way,
Soft shell.
what
Soft shell.
yes, yeah, well, yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, feel free to chill a little bit more if you want.
Yeah,
Kind of
soft shell here.
going.
Let's see.
well, it's just one of the
Check.
things that like it's nice because I mean at the end of the day it's about incentivization, right? And so it's just relative to what you're trying to do. Hey,
Yeah.
I wish I don't buy enough and sell enough of these things to get anything. I always like log in because what they did for like during a couple months ago, where you could just mint free stuff just to get use the wallet. Even then I didn't do it just because like I'm so wary of just minting things, like if just to mint them. I feel like I'm
Yep.
past that stage. You know what I mean?
You're like, I don't mint stuff anymore. That's hilarious. That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, dude. No,
I get
I'm
it.
excited to see NFTs come back with utility. You know, that's really what I'm excited to see. I think the legacy PFP projects will absolutely soar. You know, and then the ones I think new projects. You know, I think that there's gonna have to be, yeah, you know, utility of some kind. You know, I guess again, yeah, soft shell here. So as of this morning, right?
Yes, sir. Bagheads.
Yeah, as of this
Let's
morning,
go.
you
My
can
o-
fill your bags as of this morning.
my only
Let's
complaint though
go.
is I love the bodies, but like, why couldn't the bags have been like? It's just so ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
it's just
literally
out.
hand painted on the bag.
Yeah, because I figure, you know, like you know, all those people out there that are still like, no, I want to stay anon and I'm gonna wear this mask, you know, and it's like, okay, bro, like no one cares, you know what I mean? Like,
I just wanted I wanted a fancier bag. That's all I'm saying.
oh, there's a couple fancy bags out
Show
there.
me a fancy bag. Help me out.
Let's see here. Let's find one of the fancier
You
bags.
did actually have a lot of variety, by the way.
Let's see. Oh, nobody's minted any of the fancy bags yet, but on the website you can see these are all the bags. These are all the bags that you can get. Yeah.
It's still open, guys. Talk about shill.
Yeah, right. Oh no, I'm not trying to shill. You know what I mean? But you know what you can do though with it is on the website now. You know, this one I already created an account for. It has its own wallet address now,
Nice.
and I can do this one here too, and just kind of like go ahead and create an account for a whopping 2 cents on Base. Thank you, Base. You know, and yeah, it's creating an actual token bound account wallet address now.
That's
So
awesome. I love
you
how
can.
you always have these little hooks.
Well, I mean, it's just
Super
kind of like
interesting.
I like the tech, man, and I've always been about the tech. You know, I came into blockchain through tech and enterprise solutions, working with the state and governments and BS. You know what I mean? And so it's like I like to see the tech and what it can do. You know, and then yeah, here now at this point, like now this has its own wallet address too that you can go ahead and send base ETH to or Brett, and your bags will hold it for you. So
Wait, is it like a 6551?
it sure is.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Yep.
Oh.
Sure is. I deployed the registry and the account creation smart
See,
contracts
I
this
like how
morning.
I had to ask, and you just showing what you can do, not necessarily the things that are in the background. I was like, wait a second, I know this. I know this.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And it's as simple as like realistically, like I can just take, you know, I'll take some base ETH here.
By the way, I don't think you talked about it enough, but basically what Brett's doing is his NFT can actually hold other NFTs. And so he's creating wallets in his bag. And so when you said that, I didn't literally know that that's what it was. And so now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, bro, this is so badass. This is so much fun when you're actually able to use the technology in a way that like is beneficial. But the question is this though, is there any security and any benefits to having a 6551, or is this like, hey, if you get the one NFT, you get all the bags in your bags?
No, dude. So what's nice is that like each account is tied to the token ID, right? And so at this point, like, yeah, cool. So confirmed, I just sent this Baghead's wallet 0.01, right? And so if I go ahead and refresh this, it should go ahead and show that balance there now. And being that I'm the token holder, I can withdraw it. If I was to send this NFT to you, it's going to send with that 0.001 and you can withdraw it. You know, I think coming into the holiday period, you know, nudge, nudge, hint, hint, gift cards, bro. That's all this is. Like, you know, like you want to onboard somebody to base, go ahead and load up a bag. You mint a Baghead, load it up with some base ETH and send it to your homie. And now he doesn't have to convert. He doesn't have to bridge. He doesn't have to swap. He's got base ETH ready to spend. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cool kind of use cases. I was thinking earlier today on like kind of chewing on this and I was like, I was like, oh, I mean, you could make this like an escrow too. We could have a couple of people that aren't the actual NFT holder, you know, send some ETH to it or whatnot. And then ultimately whoever wins, you send them the NFT, they can withdraw the ETH, You know, it's there's a lot of cool things I think that the 6551 can do, that aren't being explored yet. I feel like it came out and then it was because, that came out right before like 4337, which was the account abstraction one, and paymasters. And like, so then that got all the hype, and then all of a sudden, as soon as people were wrapping their head around that concept, it was like, and now we have 404s. And it's like, well, what's that one do now? And all of a sudden it's like, well, that one can, break apart into fractionalized ERCs or whatever, and it's like, okay, well, all of those things have existed for a long time. 998s is another old school contract, standard that was essentially the same thing as like sort of similar to 6551, same concept, but a different kind of implementation, different pattern. And so it's just like these things, because everyone has an attention span that's like damn near nothing in the space. It's like everyone kind of just slept on the 6551s. They're like, oh, cool, I can use it for this one thing. And then everybody moved on. I mean, I think that, using this for, Web3 gaming, and holding
just say,
in-game currencies right in your NFT, man, and all of a sudden you sell the NFT, it comes with the currencies, so I mean, there's some cool things that I think can be done that nobody's really exploring yet.
But to be fair, like for those, who may not know, that it's not just currency. It can actually be literally other NFTs. So if it was like, this is your base and you wanted to add a skin or you wanted to add a weapon or a vehicle, you could actually have and hold that inside of that NFT, which then if you were to trade and sell would get the entire allotment, right? Or you could pull out, put in, like you could do so many different things in terms of gamification, right? Like think about loyalty rewards in this way. It's like it's just phenomenal opportunities with that.
This is my favorite one for gaming. Let's see if there's anything on it. Yeah, the 3664, dude.
See, learning new things every day.
And I'm surprised nobody's using this yet, because this thing, there was a Medium article on it at some point that broke it down really well. That's the GitHub. Nobody wants to read the fucking repo with me. Let's see.
Well, while you're doing that, can you kind of cover what
highlights
are?
Yeah, so the 3664 essentially is similar to like how the 6551 works, or how a 998 works, to where you can have your NFT actually be affected and change based on the things that it's holding. So it's like if your NFT is, a 721, and then you win in your game a crown, that goes on your NFT that gives it whatever, some sort of ability in game or whatnot. By using the 3664, you can essentially connect the crown to the, to that actual character NFT, and it'll show and reflect that. Like your NFT now, the artwork is like your character, but it has a crown on it. Same thing with like, or swords, or any of those like in-game items that you can just attach and reflect. So I'm trying to see, dude, there was
then if you could marry the 6551 and this one, not only could you be interoperable, because that's the other cool thing, right, about the bags, is that it's multi-chain, right, obviously. And then the other one is now you can actually affect the skin property, or like the things that actually give you traits, which I think is super cool. And then, again, if you could marry the two, then you could really have a very dynamic NFT that really represented, that would be interoperable, that would be able to do all these different things.
Hell yeah.
That transforms how we actually look at gaming today. And again, gaming is not Web3 gaming. It's really gaming in terms of anything, really, right? It's just gamification of, your PFP.
Exactly. I'm trying to find where I had a diagram that I found a couple years ago.
Because otherwise, isn't it like, while you're thinking and talking?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's other like NFTs that have like, whether it was DeGods or whether it was a few others that people would like pivot between, right? Because technically it had that graphic or image, and you could have like seasons, and then you can kind of transform it between the different ones, depending on what you selected and what you copied. But this would actually be on chain, right? Because it was on chain then, but you couldn't effectively pivot outside of the tool itself, where this would actually happen live as you interacted with that.
Exactly.
Token.
Yep, exactly. Let's see here. Here's a project that's using it, apparently, Cradles. I'm not 100% familiar with these guys, but they look like a Web3 game. Are you familiar with these guys, Shaolin? Have you ever seen these?
The rabbit holes you can get down in Web3 are a little bit much.
Yeah, dude. It's
Like,
insane.
This is a pretty nice design
it
side.
looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not familiar with this project at all, but apparently if they're using, the 3664, I mean, I'm definitely interested, well, something's broken, but yeah, either way, it's just some cool, I think, tech standards that are going to be coming about with the new NFT run. Once the new run takes off, we're going to see, I think, more of these kind of niche tech implementations.
Well, okay. So to get to kind of put the question back on you then,
Yeah. Ooh.
how do we define, right? You're talking about when we're talking about meme coins, right? When something becomes an altcoin versus becoming a major, how do you know a tech is actually going to be utilized in an efficient way and not just a meta? Because I feel like there should be some type of standardization, some type of certification that like, all right, we did these things, not necessarily from the contract side, but like, my problem is things tend to be too trendy, right? And things die off. The reality is, how do we know from a dev perspective that you think is going to be robust?
I think right here, man, this is the section. It's the use cases. It's the implementations. Because you can have like the best tech in the entire world, if you can't seamlessly integrate it to solve a problem or reduce friction in an existing system, it's never going to catch on. Because ultimately, again, it's something I talk a lot about, and that's the problem with Web3 is all of these teams and all of these developers like are all very intelligent and very very sharp, good at what they do, but we focus so much on features, how many TPS and like what's this token standard, and it's multi-chain and it's interop and it's soul bound, and it's like all of these things that are like cool tech, definitely cool tech, but what's the benefit? We don't ever talk about realistically like what are the benefits though to using this tech. Why would we be using this as opposed to just using a 721 or just using an 1155? And it's once you start diving into the use cases, that's where I start to see like, okay, hang on, will this hold value? Like one of the things that I was thinking about with the backpack, right? And I might do another one on ETH, on ETH mainnet, because of clearly all these meme coins are running. And ultimately, what you could do is if I made that 721 soulbound and it's locked to your wallet and you have currencies inside of it, well, I mean, your wallet could get drained. That NFT is not going to leave your wallet because it's soulbound. It's locked to your wallet, and you're the only one that can withdraw the tokens because you hold that NFT in your wallet. And so now all of a sudden you've got this safeguard. You've got almost like almost like a vault would act, or like a multi-sig, but it's still only one controller mapped to a token. And I think that it's like that's a really cool use case to, essentially secure your bags, right? But like realistically, it's a safety thing, because there are people that, I mean, like, again, as this bull starts taking off, a lot of friends that we all have out here are going to click some dumb links or do something stupid, or they forgot to revoke a signature, from last bull run or whatever, and they'll end up getting drained. And you start seeing all of a sudden you start getting all these emails from OpenSea being like, your item is sold, and it's like, wait, what? I didn't list anything.
Stop. I hate it. Getting flashbacks.
Yeah, man,
Right?
we've all been there, and it's one of those things where it's like, all right, well, that's fine. They can take all those NFTs because ultimately the one that is the most valuable because it holds all of my ApeCoin or it holds all of my MOG, it can't even leave my wallet, and the only person that can withdraw that MOG or send it to a different wallet or whatever is me, So like, okay, fine, whatever. Take the airdropped NFTs I got, I don't care. At least now I still have like my protected assets. I still have like something. You didn't lose everything,
Wait, so how do, because actually that's what I was kind of leaning into, right? When I asked you originally, like what's the security, is there security functionality to having 6551? And then you tied it to matching it to a soulbound token, and that's the use case. So I'm glad we circled back. In this one, how would you like keep it versus, because you can't send it away, but yet how do you still have access to it just because you have the seed phrase? I mean, like, how does this work?
So using a 6551 registry, right, is what it does is it maps, you give the registry the essentially the smart contract address for the 721, right? And then there's a third smart contract that's involved that's called like an account creator. That's just a standard. I mean, Open Zeppelin audited, tested. It's just it's an opcode called create two, and what you do is you're essentially just creating a wallet address that's Ethereum compatible. You don't get the private key, right? And so it's a whole not your keys, not your crypto thing, right? But I mean, okay, fine though, because ultimately that's not a wallet that you would be importing anywhere. It's not a wallet that would be used for anything other than it's just an address that can receive any EVM, token standard, 1155, 721s, ERC20s, whatever you want to send it. It's an EVM compatible address. And what it does, the registry ties that to a token ID from your NFT smart contract. And those two are linked now. And so it then says the only person who can withdraw essentially from this address is whoever holds this particular token ID, and with soulbound tokens, really, I mean, all you're doing with a soulbound token,
Block transfer, right?
yeah, exactly. We won't get like too into the technical weeds, but
Yeah.
you essentially just alter the base 721 transfer functions to not allow anything other than transferring to the 0 address realistically, so it's like you can still burn it, right? Because I mean, I think that's a good safety measure to have. One of the things that we did, while I was with NFT Now, me and the team developed this kind of like custom SBT. It's a permissioned SBT, so it can do two things. And it's actually the same token standard I'm using for cubes, right? Where essentially you can either send it to the burn wallet, right? If you get this token and it's like, junk mail, spam, burn it, right? You don't want a scarlet letter in your wallet address, being, like a marking, social credit scores, the whole dystopian nightmare thing that people go down as soon as they hear SBT, so it's like, no, this particular SBT, you can burn it if you don't want it in your wallet. It can also be revoked by the issuer, right? And so we put that functionality in there too. That way, if it's kind of like, oh, you decided to FAFO in this group chat and turns out like you're kind of a jerk, we're just gonna revoke access. You don't have access to that anymore. It's token gated, and that token is no longer in your wallet. Sorry. But because it's soulbound, it doesn't allow you to transfer it, right?
Nice.
To like, you can't
Yeah.
sell it. You can't buy your way into access. You can't.
You just basically provided the use case for like membership clubs, right? We want to
Exactly.
keep this with this person, but if they don't and they break whatever terms and policies, then boom, they're gone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry,
And you
I know we got a little technical, Cade.
Yeah.
But this is why I like Brett. I have these great conversations with him about these things.
Yeah.
I'm just buying ape chain NFTs, bro. That's all I did. I bought three.
Yeah,
I bought
dude.
3 apes. I bought 3 apes. You want to look at this, bro? Look at this.
What do
Ready?
you got?
Clean, right?
Hold on,
Clean.
Let's go back to
right.
the apes. Let's see.
Here's what I've got for the.
And they have a
the
great
apes.
community, by the way. I've a
I
couple
guess
of
we're
friends
not gonna
that are really
focus,
into it.
but those are the 3 that I snagged. I grabbed 2 rares and a common. I got 2 top 5%, like 10% above the floor. So we'll see. If they pop, then I've got a few super rares. If not, whatever. It's like $100. By the way, I see a couple comments here. Did Cade move from Near to? Dude, I came to Near after coming to all of crypto. Near was like the last stop along the way. I don't think it's dead. Otherwise, I would probably not bother doing much there. How to get hacked? 3 a.m. Just was doing 6 things at once. Just didn't pay attention. Mobile phone wallet? No. It was just not paying attention. Downloaded a game. Thought it was going to be a client that I was going to work with, so I needed to test something. Didn't really pay attention to the susness of it because it was 3 a.m. and I don't know why I was trying to deal with the business situation at 3 a.m, but I did. And then he pretty much took over my computer for a little bit. So I just got access to everything, and then it just sold a bunch of stuff. Nothing crazy. But anyways, yeah, here's the collection, bro. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how well ape derivatives do across chains, but I really don't like the art on any other of the PFPs. I just don't like any of them. It's like the only one that I like.
Yeah, the only complaint I have with this collection is these backgrounds. Like some of these like pop phenomenal against that blue. Like that one looks great against the blue. I just think that like some of them, it almost gets lost. It almost mutes out like. Yeah, like it doesn't hit as hard.
Go to the activity tab and pull up the it's probably because it was probably me who was the last person to buy, but go to the 3 that I grabbed and let me know what you guys think about the art.
Let's see. Is it these 3? Did you just buy these 3?
It's probably those 3. Yeah, I grabbed 3 all at once.
3D glasses?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was one of
Yeah,
them.
dude. Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
clean.
yeah. Yeah, these two are rares. These are both top 5%.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the cowboy hat. All
So
I can think
yeah.
of whenever I see that cowboy ape, all I think of is Sniper Bot. Shout out Sniper
Yeah.
Bot. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I
The
grabbed a
last
third, I
run.
think. I think the third one also had a hat, maybe? Or maybe they grabbed
Is it
I
this
swear I
one?
grabbed 3.
That's a symbol.
Yeah,
The
that's
heart.
the third one. Yep, that's also
Yeah.
high rank.
One of
But
my favorite traits of all the
Yeah,
NFTs
that's
are
a
the heart
classic one for
glasses.
sure.
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah,
Um,
I gotta get more on Ape Chain for sure. That's definitely like on my list of NFT bags that I'm trying to secure before the NFT bull. Definitely gonna be a couple on Ape Chain. Definitely
yeah.
like again, I'm looking hard at base though, and I'm really trying to figure out like where I was just looking at a second ago here the based punks, man.
Yeah, super clean.
Super clean, and I feel like the aesthetic on them is unique enough to where it will stand out amongst like all of these projects, let's see, where did it go? There they are. And they're punks, right? And so punks are kind of like
Mm,
I see as like a symbol of crypto, not
gotcha.
just NFTs, but like as a real marker of the entire vibes that is Web3 and crypto. I really see the punks as being kind of like one of those,
Dang.
pillars.
Yep.
And I don't these like I got personally like I'm not like a huge fan of this art.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not
it's
either.
no, but it's distinct. And that's something that is going to be important going into the bull because we're going to see 10,000 derivatives of every single project that's successful. I mean, just
Mhm.
look at how many doodle derivatives did we have,
Oh,
the
geez.
last bull run and the color palettes and and then how many, I mean, yeah, we still have billions of ape derivatives, that are matching traits and
Sure.
like, oh, here's like the face left apes and here's the, and it's like literally the same art just flipped,
Yep.
and so there's a lot of derivatives that will happen as people start to pour into it, trying to just, just like last cycle, like, oh shit, I don't need to actually know how to do anything. I'll just hit a launch pad, take this art, flip it 180 on the, horizontally, and then
Yep.
we'll just send it, launch the project, and then people FOMO in being like, oh my god, it looks just like the other ones. These ones will probably send, it does like 80 ETH in volume and then floor, rugs and gone, so like there's I foresee that happening again in the next bull. And I think that the winners are going to be projects, that have at least distinguishable enough art, to where like, I mean, what the hell kind of derivative are you going to do of that? Like what invert? I bet you there'll be invert base punks next. If somebody didn't just hear this and steal that idea, they will,
Brutal.
like that. But ultimately, it stands out. It's not just getting lost in a sea of, essentially like flash arts. It's like I don't know if I think do we all have tattoos? Shaolin, are you inked, brother? No, we gotta get you one. Oh, I got a new mission. I've got a new mission for this
Oh
bull.
no.
All right, we
Shallon, you
will figure
answered
that out.
wrong, bro.
We'll
I was gonna
figure
say
that out.
also, Brad, I think me and Shallon both need to pop out of here in a few minutes here, but
Yeah.
yeah, Shallon, you're no longer safe now that Brad knows
No,
this information.
no, not at all. Because I was just gonna say, like, if anybody, ever looking through like you're at a tattoo shop, you look through like the flash art book, and it's just like, oh look, another dragon. Oh look, another tiger. Hey, look, a koi fish. And it's just
The
like
koi
Whoa,
fish.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
they all look the same, and it's like that. I feel like that's kind of what when we get into a bull run, it's like, oh look, another ape, and oh look, another, whatever, like another invisible
Okay,
crest
Bears
derivative,
Yacht Club. Are you kidding
another
me?
okay bears, like there's going to be so many derivatives that all look the same. And
Wow,
again, I
that's
think the
the
ones that stand out, wow, that's really, really cheap. Oh wait, this
think
is
so.
on Ape, isn't it? Are we still on Ape?
No,
Where are we at?
this is base.
Oh, okay, base. We're on base. All right, yeah. I was gonna say like, damn, because that's a project that's originally on Solana,
Yep.
the OK Bears, and so I was like, holy crap, is that what they're trading at right now in Solana? Because like, if that's the case, like, holy hell. because that's another one of those projects that I think is a legacy project. And then I'll let you guys both go. We can be done here, but okay, yeah, they're at 2.5 Sol. That seems like a more reasonable price for those on Sol, the original ones. But that's another legacy project that, and looks like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we definitely will.
But expect the derivatives. We'll see XRP OK bears. We'll see Bear chain bears. We'll see. They're all coming.
Bear
so
chain bears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shaolin, you ready for this market?
Absolutely. I've been waiting for a long time. I finally have got the right mindset. I got the right opportunities. I got the right people.
Let's go.
I'm ready to make it happen. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Shaolin, I was gonna say, do you have any last thoughts before we wrap?
I'm just grateful, man. This is one of those fun times that it's like not even being on a live stream just because you have such good vibes with people. The chemistry is great. No, I just had a lot of fun, man. We basically just degened for an entire hour about knowledge, about NFTs, about crypto. It really was something that I think anyone can kind of see why this stuff is so much fun, because for us, it's something that comes from the heart, right? And it's something that you love. And so whether that's being incentivized by money, the tech, or just the IP, I mean, we kind of covered it all, man. This was a really great space, really great stream. And I'd love to come back at some point in time and do it again, because this is just, a lot of fun. I couldn't say more than that. But to be fair, now you guys got you got me going, man. Now I was like, what else can I buy?
I did not expect to buy ape chain NFTs. That was quite literally zero, like nowhere near something I thought I was going to do today. So we'll see if those go up.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I think they'll, I think they will go up. How far? Ooh, who knows? How far and how long are they going to go up? Like that's, you're the proud owner now, so that's your call to make, I guess,
As long as I don't forget that I own these NFTs, I feel like that's my biggest fear. Is I have like 4 or 5 different places I go to check the assets, and sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh, I have an NFT in this wallet. Like I forgot. Like these are probably up by now. What's going to spark the market? 100K Bitcoin? I don't know. I have zero clue what's going to spark the market. After seeing XRP do what it did, I have zero prediction. I'm not trying to predict anything. So I'm just here to vibe. We're going to keep running these streams and spaces. Like, big shout out to everyone who came through. If you enjoyed the stream, by the way, please give Bread and Shaolin a follow. They're tagged up there in the title. If you're on YouTube, go to the description down below. Give them both a follow. Repost and quote tweet the stream if you enjoyed it, or tag people. Let people know. And help us get it out there. Otherwise, Brad, do you want to have a final comment before we wrap?
No, man, this has been dope. I appreciate you, Shaolin, coming through and hanging with us. Kate, as always, for hosting. Everyone be safe in Miami this week, to kind of tie it full circle to where we started this crazy degen hour that we did here. Be aware of your surroundings in Miami, and don't just be hopping around on Wi-Fi's and flexing your bags. And, just try to think a little bit, guys. When
I'm
we're
flexing
out there.
all my ape chain NFTs. I don't
You
care
heard
what
it.
say.
You heard it. Go find Cade at Miami. Yeah.
Can't stop me. I'll flex my ape chain NFTs. All right, guys.
Make a Wi-Fi called 4Cade, and I'm just gonna follow you around and wait for you to connect to it.
Somebody like filming on his phone behind the scenes. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Have a terrific day. Again, give them a follow if you enjoyed it. We'll see you all later. We have a space in about 1 hour or 40 minutes talking about Bitcoin. We'll see you there. Peace.
Oh yeah.
Take care, guys.
And 3,
Later.